feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hey everybody, welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank. I'm your co-host, Ted Jenkins, sitting here with my co-host, Lee Hosman, of course, our guest today, Brad Stevens, who's the president of the EO chapter here in Atlanta and also the CEO of Outsource Access. I got to tell you something. You have got to check out his podcast today. He gave us great nuggets of information, not only about his business, but also about being an entrepreneur in general. Go to shrimptankpodcast.com. You can hear a replay of the entire broadcast. And as always, download us somewhere at Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, or anywhere around the internet.
So, Brad, you did talk about not only the organization that you own, but also the organization that you're president of. Tell our listeners about, what your main organization is, Outsource Access, but also about EO and how people would be a part of it here.
Yeah, EO is Entrepreneurs Organization and president of the Atlanta chapter. Amazing organization I've been a part of for 7 years, and it's a place that entrepreneurs can come to have a sense of community, connection. We got about 150 members and got about 40 accelerators that are companies that are trying to get to the $1 million mark. EO members are $1 million or more in revenue. And it's a place where we meet on a monthly basis in our forums and groups to share the challenges that you deal with as an entrepreneur and a business owner, a place you can't share otherwise. We call the 5% of things that are unique to your experience. So EOAtlanta.com is our website, and we have a program called Connect and Support for any entrepreneur that's just looking for a community to plug into. EOAtlanta.com/connect is where we're offering a program to have entrepreneurs come and be a place of community and connection to share their challenges, particularly during this time.
I was wondering from today's conversation, Brad, there are a lot of entrepreneurs that may be watching this, and they're asking a question as their business grows of whether I should hire a staff person to work for my company or whether or not I should outsource. I asked myself that question when I hired my IT services. And of course, I hired Savant and Lee to do that for me, and it was a great decision. But how does somebody know from a staff perspective, is it better for me to bring the person in-house or is it better for me to outsource?
Well, I'll tell you, it's interesting. When people... Our business Outsource Access, they think, oh, you're shipping jobs overseas. I tell you, the vast majority of kind of our clients we work with, and primarily all small to medium business, is it's about elevating owners and managers to their highest and best use of time. It's often not about replacing someone entirely. It's about, if you got good strategic quality people and thinkers, you don't need to lose those people. You just need to get them focusing on their highest return on time. And so, that's one of those areas. And actually, we have an exercise we always tell people to do when we start is, create two buckets. What are those things that you're doing and estimate the number of hours per month that aren't the best use of your time? And then what's the other bucket of things that you want to be getting to that you haven't been able to due to time, money, or knowledge constraints? And those are the two great starting points. And when you really start dumping that, if you're just a solopreneur, you got a small business, I challenge you to ask your staff that question. You'd be amazed at what comes out of a 2-3 hour meeting after asking those two questions to dump. And that's really what kind of starts the basis of should we be outsourcing. Then it comes to a question of ROI. It's either, is there revenue generating or cost savings in some of these activities of where could someone reallocate their time to generate more opportunity for the business that should be transitioned.
So let's pivot a little bit to EO, of course.
Yeah.
And I know you talked about what EO is, but if you're an entrepreneur out there, why would someone want to be a part of it? I learned a lot from you today about the thought process and the structure with which goes into decision making, and I'm sure that that's things that you guys work on at EO. Kind of tell our entrepreneurs, why would they want to be a part of it?
Well, it's if they want a place where they can plug into other people that are like-minded. I don't know whose the quote is. You're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with, and you guys kind of alluded to today is. It's a place where you can plug in and get what we call kind of a board of directors, almost on a personal and a business level, that is there. I mean, over the last 7 years I've been in EO, the topics we've discussed with my forum that meets monthly. As an organization, we have chapter-wide events. Everybody comes to speakers, but that monthly group of 7 to 8 people you meet with, you're diving into personal matters, business matters, on operations, finance, legal, and you're doing it through the lens of Gestalt, which is experience sharing.
Gestalt.
Yes. It's something that's a signature in EO where it's, you share from a place of experience of, you had this challenge. Well, I had a similar one, and this is what I dealt with. This was my thought process, and how I got to the other side. So it speaks to one of our core values of trust and respect in the organization. So it's a confidential place that you can come to within your group to get feedback, guidance, and be a part of a global community. I tell you, during COVID, we got a global Slack channel where members all over the world, and anytime anybody needs anything, they post in there, and within 10 minutes, there's 15 replies.
Wow.
So
awesome.
entrepreneurs have a quicker chemistry, I think, almost than even family members sometimes, because you both know what it's like to max out credit cards to put payroll through.
It's very, very true. And that responsiveness, that high responsiveness, always availability, high availability. So if people want to get a hold of you at either organization, at EO, of course, or at your other organization, kind of give us a background of where they can do it, the phone numbers, websites.
Yeah, I mean, website tells the story. EOAtlanta.com tells everything about our organization, what we're about. You can kind of learn, see the events. And as I mentioned, we have a program, EOAtlanta.com/connect. If you just want to go and learn more about it, and we hold bi-weekly kind of live sessions and connections where people can come on and share their experiences and learn more about the organization. And for our company, Outsource Access, if anybody's interested, and I do a lot of education when it comes to outsourcing, whether they work with us or not. I love small to medium business owners knowing this world exists. It's saved my business at a time, changed my life and my business. So if you go to outsourceaccess.com, you can find educational webinars, content. And if you click on Get a Virtual Assistant, you see a video that we did on how our program works.
Well, folks, Brad talked about just now the highest and best use of time. And I saw a business owner this year that made $25 million of profit and did not have a single employee. So it tells you that you can run a business with just one person and outsource the rest. And the real thing you need to be looking at in the quadrants of your business is saying, what do I love to do and what am I best at? And those are the things that you should be doing. And the things that you don't like to do and the things that you're not good at, those are the things that you should be delegating or outsourcing. And if you can follow that simple model and use those quadrants, you too can have that highest, best use of time and do better in your business. And that's your post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond.